What up, guys? Welcome back to Off the Record with two daddies and a baby. And today we're gonna talk about the future of boxing. Have you guys seen that Mayweather is gonna fight Logan Paul? That shit's crazy.
How about the last fight though?
Which one?
Tyson.
Roy Jones fight?
Like the exhibition one, right? Like
I don't like exhibition.
Someone that likes to watch fights, I was very unsatisfied from it. At the same time, for someone that likes the kind of like the history of it, it was very cool to see two greats fight again.
But it felt like glorified sparring.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like seeing them go at it.
Yeah, I didn't sense like anyone wanted to kill anyone.
Plus the commentators, it made like
It's Snoop Dogg!
I love it. It was so dope, but it did make it seem like a joke.
Yeah, because usually like, you know, commentators, they have a balance. There's like color commentator, which is the guy with like the personality, and then there's usually a technical guy.
Yeah.
But they only had Snoop, so it was just all jokes the whole time, and there's no one like breaking anything down. I did see this like article come out about the rules that Jones and Tyson agreed upon, and it was one of them, since it's an exhibition fight, one of them is no knockouts.
Yeah.
So if someone gets knocked out, they're disqualified, which also means they'll probably never be allowed to do an exhibition fight again. So it is already part of the rules.
Because it's so old.
Yeah, that they can't knock each other out. It was gonna be 8 rounds, which is kind of like, it's a weird, because if it's 4 and 4, it's for sure gonna be a tie. Like they should just make it an odd number like the UFC. You know, the UFC is either 3 rounds or 5 rounds.
Well, I think I saw where it was saying that it was going to be no declared winner.
Oh, I think I saw that too, yeah.
Yeah, that was on like the poster. So then, for me, I'm just like, it's weird because Tyson's a knockout artist.
Yeah.
He's not a points guy.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I was just
So
like,
he can't do what he's good at.
yeah. Jake has been surprising me though.
Jake Paul?
Yeah.
He actually did really good.
He did good.
Yeah. Well, like, cause I went to his fight in Miami, and then
Yeah.
I saw just from like online from before, like the first fight he did. Like he's actually been trying to train with him, and then like my roommate's like really good friends with him. So then you see like he's actually like training properly.
He's training seriously, yeah.
Which coming from their past online and like who he is, I wouldn't have expected that. And even the way he's calling out these fighters like he's the best.
He called out McGregor.
Yeah. And it's like, it's crazy. I get where it's coming from, but it's like, it's very egotistical.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what's good for numbers and shit, but it does seem like a kid trying to like play with the adults.
Yeah.
Even though he has a skill where he could do some damage, you know, if he started out like actually taking it seriously.
We haven't seen him fight a pro yet though.
No.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fighting other people that are just like him, or like they just got into the sport. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if he fights a pro, who knows what's gonna happen? But there's one side of me that always views him as a douchebag, right? Like just his persona seems very douchey. The way he calls people out is very douchey. But then there's the other side of me that I kind of respect him as like a guy that's able to put on events and almost like in the promotion and business realm.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to create a buzz.
Yeah.
Like once he put that out, like I think he told Dana White, like, yo, send me any of your MMA fighters in a boxing ring, I'll beat them all up. So he pretty much like called out an entire organization, and from that, you got Michael Bisping coming out like, yo, I'll fight you. Dylan Dennis said, I'll fight you. Henry Cejudo said, I'll fight you. So like his ability for him to make noise is pretty crazy.
He's literally the biggest in the fighting sports right now in terms of that, you know. It's like, it's crazy because then also it sucks, but it's good because you see how business sided the fighting corporations are.
Yeah.
That they're like, fuck our regular fighters, we're gonna do this because we know this is gonna bring way more money, even though it's making the sport a joke.
That's what Dana White was saying. I think someone asked Dana like, so how do you feel about the sport of boxing now? And what he said, he goes, look at the sport of boxing. Tell me what the biggest fights are, and that's what so I think to him, he's saying boxing is dying, which is why you need novelty shit.
Yeah.
Like UFC, you don't need any novelty. People want to know who actually know who the best of the best are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. I think maybe just this day and age, like, people just want to see crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if boxing is truly dying because they still have the biggest paychecks, but people want to see crazy shit, I think.
I think it's lost its wow factor.
Yeah.
So like from my limited knowledge of the evolution of boxing, I would say like maybe in the 90s with the Tysons and the Holyfields and the heavyweights and the knockouts and that, and prior you had, you know, guys that just wanted to like go balls out.
Beast mode.
And then they became smarter athletes.
Yeah.
Now, like, our generation is Mayweather, right? So that's what it evolved up to is like, I mean, you do have your knockout guys, but it's like to actually survive, they're thinking so long term. They're thinking like, how can I survive without CT? How can I become, you know, like there's just so many of these factors. And then there's great technical fighting, but then the average person who might just tune in to boxing, they'll be like, why are you guys hugging so much? It's boring.
Yeah.
So like, I think with UFC and all these other more wow factor fight sports, when they watch boxing now, it probably seems to, like you don't get it. It's like boring.
Well, that's what the boxers, when like MMA was getting big, they were saying, oh, it's just brutal animals. Like it's not like, there's no like style to it, but then it's like, there is. You know, there is a lot of technical stuff, but that's like the most realistic form of fighting.
Yeah.
It's the only thing we have closest to the gladiator fights. Boxing, it's like, unless you're actually a super fan of the sport and understand the technical side of it, it's very boring.
Yeah.
Just seeing guys jab each other just winning by points, because
Yeah, it's super technical.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think because of that, you know, you can be the greatest fighter, but if people don't understand the sport, they also can't enjoy it.
It's like powerlifting and strongman compared to weightlifting, you know?
True.
So it's like weightlifting is the stuff that you see on the Olympics. It's the
Yeah.
most technical. Like same thing with boxing would be on the Olympics. But you won't see like MMA or powerlifting on there because it's kind of more brutal. It's just brute strength, just pick it up. Where weightlifting, it's a lot of technique and you don't know how much things weigh. And it's like, I can deadlift 600 pounds, but the world record for a clean is like 400 or 500. So it's
Yeah.
like, I could pick that up, but it's so much more to that, but people just don't understand that. Because then if like, oh, he just cleaned 500, but I deadlift 600 or 700, I feel like I'm stronger.
That's true.
I feel like Olympics, the sports that make it in have claps like this. Except for basketball. Basketball, I love seeing like our NBA team
Yeah.
go up against other countries and just fucking wreck the shit out of them.
What's more excited, winter or summer?
Oh, that's hard to say. But summer has a lot of funny sports too.
Yeah.
America gets, oh, I mean the whole world, but we get behind like our American athletes in like high jump and swimming and shit that we never would care about.
That's true. Just for America to win.
Yeah.
I mean, when Tyson was doing the Olympics as a youngin, that shit was exciting.
Yeah.
So I think just his movements are exciting. You don't have to understand boxing, but there's just guys back then that moved a certain way that made people excited.
Yeah, because he was like, you know, in the boxing in the Olympics, you wear headgear.
Yeah.
And that fool's knocking fools out still.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, you're like, what the fuck? This is so crazy. How's he knocking people out with headgear?
I wish I could like hire Tyson to like knock me out at night sometime.
Knocking so you go to sleep?
Yeah, because sometimes it's been hard. Like recently.
Yeah, because if you had an app, then you don't have to.
Which app?
Calm.
Good thing this video is sponsored by Calm.
Hell yeah. And we're excited to be partnered with Calm because the app is designed to help you ease stress and get the best sleep of your life, so you don't have to hire someone to knock you out and end up getting CTE and brain trauma. This is a very, very safe way. And when you relieve anxiety and improve your sleep, you feel better in every part of your life. And Calm has a whole library of programs. One of my favorites is the standard white noise. I don't hear any of the weird stuff that goes on outside, and it's very, very soothing. And it's actually, when it's too quiet, it's hard for me to sleep. But they have soundscapes, guided meditations, over 100 sleep stories.
That's so nice.
Narrated by soothing voices like Stephen Fry, Kelly Rowland, and Laura Dern. Over 85 million people around the world use Calm to take care of their minds and get better sleep. Hey, even put it on your phone, and you know, when you're on a plane, you can probably fall asleep better. And if you go to calm.com/offtherecord, you get a limited time offer of 40% off a Calm Premium subscription, which is almost half off, which includes hundreds of hours of programming. Get the Calm app and experience a transformation in the way you sleep.
For listeners of the show, Calm is offering a special limited time promotion of 40% off a Calm Premium subscription at calm.com/offtherecord. That's 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library, and new content is added every week. Get started today at calm.com/offtherecord. That's calm.com/offtherecord. Dude, another thing I just thought about with the boxing thing is, I remember a couple years ago, they've been going through controversy after controversy of corruption and scores, like the last Pacquiao fight, or the two last ones, or whatever. And then so like people were losing, I guess, faith in the sport, or there was just a lot of issues, right? And then there was so much talk about how boxing is dying and whatever. And then so now with stuff like YouTubers calling out other people in the boxing ring, this is kind of bringing people that didn't watch boxing into it.
What's crazy is the Mayweather-Logan Paul fight, because
that I want to see.
Because literally you have like arguably the best boxer of all time with a perfect record, right? 51-0, so perfect record. Who's defeated all the greats, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, all those guys.
McGregor.
You have McGregor, and then you have one of the biggest YouTubers of all time, and you're like, what the fuck? How the fuck did this happen?
But also, the thing is, like, if Logan beats him for some reason, the good thing
But he gets a lucky punch.
It's gonna add to the whole Paul family legacy.
Yeah, which is dope.
They're gonna be like the douchiest, like egotistical, but
they could be good. Like, especially Logan too. Like, I think hopefully it's just Jake. I like Jake. I mean, he seems like a douche online, like, and that's what you see.
That's what Joe Rogan says. Joe Rogan said he actually met Logan Paul in person. He's actually really cool.
I didn't meet. I met Logan just by like we're with the same group. None of them like really know me, but I was on the bus that we went with all the people, and he was in the bus in front to his fight, and we sat with everyone. So we came on the bus, we're all talking, like talked to all of us, just normal, cool. Right before the fight. Super nice.
Yeah, because there's online persona, and then there's like who they are really.
Yeah, I mean, like Steve worked on the movie that he wrote for him.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he's mad hardworking and he's chill.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I feel like he could get the same buzz without being that douchebag, like the way he calls people out. Because you could call someone out and be like, I'll fuck up McGregor, I'll do this, without being like, I'm the fucking greatest fighter of all time. Obviously you're not, you know? You just fought a YouTuber. But the crazy thing is, like, say that does happen. Say he beats him. Because Logan Paul is also a big motherfucker who's crazy athletic.
Very athletic.
Crazy wrestler. He's actually trained for this. Luckily, it's a no knockout.
I actually want to see him in MMA too because of his wrestling.
People see them online. Jake's like 4 inches taller than me.
Jake is?
Yeah.
'Cause Logan's even taller than Jake.
Yeah, well, I think Jake is like 6'1", 6'2".
Really?
Damn, there's some big boys.
I'm 5'10".
Damn.
Not that short. But they're
Because the guy that he fought, the basketball guy, is actually like my height.
That guy got knocked out so bad, dude. Like the way he went boom.
His legs was went blink.
And then I see all the memes immediately. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad.
The best meme I saw was Tyson fighting Roy Doji. And he's still on the floor. They haven't moved him. But the thing is, like,
have you seen the one where there's a guy who dressed up as him in the supermarket and he's just laying on the floor?
No.
And the people are walking by, they're like, yo, wake up. And he's just on the floor.
It's so fucking funny.
I'm like, damn. In this day and age, if you get fucked up,
that's the scary part.
Yeah, like
the whole world.
It's what Michael Jordan was talking about. He was like, kids, like, you know, what are you saying? Like, oh, it was Jamie Foxx talking about him when he met him.
Yeah.
And he's like, kids only know you as like the cry face.
They don't even know he's the best basketball player of all time.
Nobody knows who Nate Robinson is if they're a young kid that's a fan of Jake Paul.
That's so sad.
So they're just gonna clown him for the rest of his life. So it sucks. Like, I couldn't do that.
It's a knockout guy.
That's the knockout guy. Yeah.
I hope though that it's not exhibition, and like it's actually a fight, and see what happens. That'd be pretty cool. Like
they go all out. I don't think they'll ever go all out.
They won't, huh?
I think both ways, unless Logan gets lucky. Because I think Jake is a way better fighter than Logan.
Because he's probably been training more.
I think he's been taking it way more serious. I'm sure Logan has too. I don't know like exactly.
When are they gonna fight?
Well, I think they
brother versus brother.
You know how fucking ballin' they are? Like when I watch Jake's and Logan too, like their training videos, Jake, he has like a giant fucking living room in his mansion, right? And he put a ring in the middle of his mansion. And I think Logan, in his backyard, he has so much space because both of these fools probably live in like 10,000 square foot homes.
Yeah.
He has a ring in his backyard too. So I'm like, damn, when you're like ballin', you don't even need to go to a boxing gym. You just build one in your house.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Especially with that famous and shit.
Yeah.
And then like it's cool. I think for like say the sport of boxing, I'm like, fuck it. I wouldn't want to see that in MMA. Well, I mean, it would be cool because I think they'll just be short lived and like when you actually see people really try to fight. But imagine having someone, because a lot of these fighters and like the people that I've met, because we met like Adesanya or like even like say Juju Smith, they're huge in like video games. They're actual people. So it's cool to see that they can blend on both like social media and have an actual sport. Because say like with powerlifting or sports like that we do, people are so used to like, oh, you lift heavy, you're dumb. You do this, you can't be a doctor in this.
There's a crazy boxing event in our world too. So you know Thor from Game of Thrones or The Mountain. So he's a strongman. He's boxing Eddie Hall. Yeah.
Oh, that's still happening?
Yeah, next year. So they're both two strongmen. It's gonna be
like gorillas fighting.
It's gonna be like a 400-pound guy fighting another 400-pound guy.
Dang.
And literally the two strongest people that have pretty much ever lived.
So it's 800 pounds in the ring, and if the ref is 200, that's 1,000 pounds in the ring.
If the ref accidentally gets clipped,
He's done.
he's dead.
Dang.
There's a lot of novelty fights going on. This shit's crazy.
That's gonna be fun.
Would you guys ever do one?
I've been telling you. The thing is with my teeth now, I want
Is
to
it
make
the
sure
price is right? Is it for you the price has to be right, or?
I'm like set it up. I don't care.
Just do it. You're crazy.
That's why I did the jiu-jitsu fight.
Yeah.
The jiu-jitsu roll match competition. Obviously, we have so much respect for the sport and we want to learn it, but it was more of, I think, to clear up things online, because obviously there's like some people that don't know who we are. It was more to show that you can't just be a wrestler that's trained and just kill it. There's still so much technicality that goes into it.
Yeah. But we also did it like we did it with the respect for the sport, and we signed up into a tournament as nobodies and respected the system. You know, like what the people are doing now, they're not going to boxing tournaments and starting from the bottom. They're just straight up, I'm gonna, imagine like you and me, we just call up the Jiu-Jitsu Federation. Hey, all the tournaments you're setting up, fuck that. Me and Nadeem, super fucking fight.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they're doing it. It's way different.
It sucks because it's like, they have, say like, they're legit people, but we're gonna go last even though we're fucking suck.
Yeah.
And all those people that have been trained their whole lives for this,
Yep.
doesn't even compare to how much attention we're bringing in, and we're bringing also bad attention.
Yep.
Not us, but like that's
what they're doing.
Yeah. But overall, you're bringing new people to the sport.
Which is dope.
Yeah, but that's what it sucks, because the purists are always going to fight against growth and things like change like that. In the past, I think I would have been down. But the more I research CT and brain injury and things like that, I start to think twice about these kind of sports.
Yeah.
Even just with sparring and like medium sparring and stuff, it's like enough of these.
Yeah.
And it can actually fuck you up.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think now about how that those concussions are just brain, like even, they're not even concussions, but just any type of head injury or just like slight, you know, what do you call it? Like any impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can even get it from like slamming your head if you're snowboarding.
Yeah.
And you like eat it really bad. You can get CT from that too.
Yeah, I know. It sucks because all the things that I enjoy is high. It's not like golf. Like it's all high risk.
Unless someone golfs a ball into your head.
I know, right? But it's like most sports that I'm into probably are high risk sports.
Yeah.
That's why I started getting into more jiu-jitsu though, because it is low impact.
Yeah.
So you kind of get like the cool aggression, and then like you could like compete, but like, you know, if me and Nadeem spar, it's chances are we're not gonna bump each other in the head versus like sparring. You know, even when I spar with Ron or whatever, and I get popped in the head, like for the next 3 hours, I'm kind of dizzy a little bit too.
Right, because the goal of any striking sport is to give them a head injury.
Yeah.
So that to me is like, fuck. If we didn't have that and it was just body shots, probably.
That's different, yeah.
Yeah, but then, like, for example, like, yeah, you can get CT in snowboarding, mountain biking, but that's not the intention of the sport.
Yeah.
You try to avoid that and you try to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus, like, if we spar, the goal is to try to hit each other's heads sometimes.
I mean, if somebody called me out, like, unless I'm doing, like, if I got into MMA or boxing, I would want to actually train for it to eventually get to like the UFC and stuff like that. That's why I don't, because I know that's like a super, like, your whole life has to change.
Yeah, your whole life has to be dedicated.
But if somebody calls me out, like they're calling like a YouTuber calls me out, oh fuck yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, because you're going up against a YouTuber.
Or if
Why not?
Like, I mean, like, even if it was like I'm getting paid out too, like I'll do it for fun, just like one time.
$1 million? Fuck.
$10,000, fuck it. Like, but it's like the whole side of it. It's fun. It's like a challenge. I like the competitions like that.
Yeah.
But like thinking about it, I do like it's a good balance between it's like positive and negative on both sides, where it's like it's bringing negative attention but also positive attention.
For me, I was like, before I was like, fuck no, because I love the martial arts so much, and it was like a very sacred place. Like I only want to do it the right way, like sign up for tournaments. But then I started seeing like how much bank you can make. I started thinking about.
I used to be honorable, but now I'm selling out.
Maybe it could be a fun way. So I think for me, it depends on the opponent and then the paycheck. Because now I'm viewing it as a fun way to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, so if I could fight someone and like, I don't know, and it becomes more of a spectacle. Because I think what it's trying to get to is almost feels like, you know, back in the day, like the Colosseum with the gladiators, they're like, what if the warrior fights a monkey? Then what happens, you know?
Yeah.
So if it was like that, I don't know, that could be cool.
I wish they did the Russian Hunger Games.
What's that?
It was supposed to be a real thing that they put these prisoners on an island.
Oh, people were supposed to die or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I would watch that.
I do applaud Jake and Logan. I do think that they've fucking got the whole world, literally the whole world.
They're revolutionary.
Yeah.
They're really revolutionary.
That's true. That's what's crazy is like their ability to like revive a sport.
Yeah.
That's what's nuts.